Hey everyone! So today I have pulled some of my favorites this month, and I thought I would maybe do this video a little bit differently than I normally do. I think I'm going to also start talking about, some other things that have happened in the month, like maybe plants I've killed, or maybe just some struggles or successes, experiments that I've been doing maybe. I will be keeping, chapters. So if you're really only interested in my favorite plants for this month, you'll be able to skip to that part or just skip the other parts. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. I just thought I would try something a little bit different. I have been noticing a lot of people, like other YouTubers I'm following, for example, Wild Fern and Hakuna La Planta, kind of mentioning they were comparing their plants, plant comparison. I don't even think there's a word for it, but they've been comparing their plants a lot to kind of what they're seeing, maybe on Instagram or online or in social media of like the perfect plant and how amazing it looks. And it just seems like a lot of people are maybe relating with that. So I thought it would be nice to kind of show maybe some of the ugly parts of my plants, just to kind of represent and show like, hey, my plant collection isn't perfect either. And maybe that can be something that can, I guess, help shed some light on that if people don't think that already, or if people aren't aware of that. But yeah, so I just thought that would be kind of cool to kind of mesh that all together, the good with the bad, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm just gonna jump into my favorites, and then from there I'll kind of migrate more into some plant confessions, I guess, some plant deaths. One of them is a big plant confession, I will say that, and I haven't been hiding it. It's just I haven't found the right moment to share it. But anyways, moving forward, I'm going to show these plants from smallest to biggest, no particular order. So that means that this guy definitely takes the smallest. Okay, moving it around so you can see the seed. There is a tiny little seed in here. I don't know if it's if you guys are going to be, I think you can see it. It's that little green dot right there. So this is literally just a seed. It hasn't sprouted roots or a leaf or anything. So you might be like, what the heck? Why is that on your favorites? Well, it is on my favorites because I just collected this seed from one of my Anthuriums yesterday. So I literally just popped this baby into sphagnum moss yesterday. So I would not expect any growth on it at this point, or any roots or leaves or anything, but I'll go ahead and pop in some pictures. My Anthurium Magnificum crossed with Pandurilaminum, which I purchased from Equigenera, it hasn't even been a year, I don't think. That thing has been giving me some inflorescence. So I went ahead and pollinated that inflorescence with some Anthurium GG or Anthurium Nigrolaminum pollen. It goes by both names. I don't know why, but it does. I should probably look that up because I'm interested now. And I put the Anthurium Nigrolaminum pollen on the Anthurium Magnificum cross with Pandurilaminum inflorescence. And to my surprise, I didn't film any of this because it was in the heat of summer and it was crazy. And I didn't think it was going to take. I really didn't. But it took, and it started growing berries, and it has not been long at all. I'm going to look up the actual amount of time. Let me see. When do I think I did this? I started taking some pictures once I realized it took, and I was like, wait, there's bumps on this. Let me look. Okay, here's some more pictures. Okay, actually, you know what? I have pictures of it when it was giving off those yummy, juicy droplets. And that was on August 30th. So I'm pretty sure I pollinated it on August 30th, probably right after I took that video. And where are we at today? It's November 24th. That's crazy. That seems way too soon. So August 30th to November, that's what? 3 months about. And I guess maybe, I've heard it can take like 9-12 months sometimes, but I also did look it up and it said, you know, but usually between 4 to like 8 or 9 months. So maybe mine's around the 4-month range or 3 month. There is a possibility that maybe that berry came off too soon. It was like so juicy, and I was like showing my fiance and I was looking at it and I was like, look at this one particular berry, it's popping off. And I looked at it and I just like literally gently touched it because I just wanted to pet it, and it came off. It just like was like boop. So then I just, you know, popped it and took the seed out and then immediately planted it into this sphagnum moss, and it's pretty humid, and I have it under a grow light. I have read, I've been doing some reading on this, and it says it's best to plant it when it's a fresh seed, like right away, and it doesn't, like before the leaf pops up, it doesn't really matter its lighting situation, but as soon as the leaf comes out, it's gonna need that light, which makes sense because it needs a leaf to photosynthesize. At least that's where my mind is going, but I'm still putting it underneath a grow light just because I want to give it the most best opportunity ever. So this is the first seed. The other berries I don't think are quite ready to come off yet, but I should have a good amount. There's a good amount of berries on there. It doesn't seem like an overwhelming amount. It would be overwhelming if I were to keep all of those. I think my plan is to just like let them sprout, see their like first few leaves, and maybe give some away. And yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just excited because I've looked up this cross on Instagram and online, and I haven't seen any photos or anyone else do this cross before. So I'm not saying it's never been done. And sometimes people will cross Anthurium and then they'll create a new name for it and not tell you what the parentage is. So I have no idea what they're gonna look like, but I'm just so excited. This is my first Anthurium hybrid, my first little babies, and like I can't believe it happened, and it was a success. I'm so happy. Okay, moving on. This is my Hoya Linearis, and he's in this really cute pot. I honestly think I've grown to love him so much. Like I think he's in my favorite because of this pot. I got this pot at like the 99-cent store, and I just think it's cute. I mean, yeah, this is definitely hanging out. There's no like hole at the bottom of this, so I don't really want to plant him directly in. But I just think he's super cute, and just I struggled with this guy, and you can kind of see, look, this is yellowing right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and nip that off now. Where'd it go? Maybe I won't nip it off. It's kind of being difficult. I'll nip that off later. Nope, I just did it now. See? But I did struggle with him for a bit. Like this is how long he is now. So he is about a little longer than my forearm maybe, but it's just one strand that is that long, and then these guys are like a little bit less. I did kind of chop this guy up and start propping him because I was really thinking this guy was gonna die on me. He was just he was struggling. What I ended up doing, I think he was in a pot that was just drying out too quickly. I think this guy loves water. At least in my kind of habitat or like in my experience, you know, he's a very thirsty boy, and I had him in a terracotta pot, so I've put him in this plastic pot, and I just make sure I water him often. But I have him right next to like my desk, and he's just soft and pretty, and I don't know, in this pot, it gives me like emo vibes. Like he looks like he's a little bit emo. And I just think he's funny. Like it's cute. But I do have more cuttings in my prop box of this guy that are rooting. They're actually rooting quite nicely. I think what I'm going to do is probably put those in like another pot similar to this, and then eventually combine them. I don't really want to mess with this guy since he's happy and like put more in there. My experience of like doing the like chopsticks and then sticking a cutting in with an already established plant has not worked out for me. Honestly, every time I do it, the cuttings end up not making it. And I don't know why, because it seems like other people are very successful with doing that. But I think what I'm going to just do is create 2 small pots and then eventually combine them, because I've been doing that in cases, and like that has definitely worked out much better for me. But yes, Hoya Linearis. I have this guy next to my office. It gets like some indirect sunlight. It gets like a moment of direct sunlight, like just a moment, and then all indirect from there. Next, I have my Monstera Adansonii mint. So honestly, I got this guy as a cutting some time ago, and from there he started growing, and then I took more cuttings of him and I've kind of like separated him. But so this was the first leaf on the cutting, and then since then it pushed out this leaf, which I am obsessed with this leaf. If every leaf could look like this, I would be so happy. I do like, you know, the deformed weirdos, but I almost wish it was either just deformed and all green or a regular leaf and minty. I don't know how much I like the combination, because it does kind of resemble like a sick like mosaic virus leaf or something. But this leaf, I mean, I'm okay with this one too. It looks pretty. I'm liking this plant. I'm starting to like it again. And just this leaf, oh, I love this leaf so much. It's so pretty. So we do have another leaf coming out right here that I'm very excited for. I moved this from a highlight situation to kind of shaded under some of my other plants. And I like the new growth that's pushing out since then. But yeah, I think for this plant, it would be one, I think, I don't know that I would want this. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anyone have this guy climb. It would be actually pretty cool to see these leaves as they get bigger, and like funky, minty leaves as they get bigger. So I might put this guy on a moss pole, because I just feel like that would look better than a full trailing pot of this. So maybe once I get like the roots in here, I will admit they look disgusting, but he's growing and doing well. So I'm thinking maybe after a couple more leaves get pushed out, I'll transfer him to a pot with a moss pole. So next we have another Hoya, and this is Hoya Lacunosa mint coin. And my gosh, this guy is a fast grower. If you are looking for a fast growing Hoya, 100% I recommend Hoya Lacunosa mint coin. I got this guy as a cutting. Oh my gosh, when? Like literally a baby cutting. Let me figure it out. Okay. Anyways, so I got this either sometime between September or October of last year as a cutting, an unrooted cutting. And like, look at this guy. And I have cut this guy. I've chopped him. I have some other like little plants of him about, because I was like, oh, I want to like combine him. And I mean, honestly, he's doing great on his own. There's so many growth points. Like, look, there's like a little growth point coming right here. There's some growth here, which is where I had cut him. And is that a growth point? I think there's like a little growth point right here potentially. Right here. And yeah, he is just happy. Like, look at these new leaves. They come in super glossy, and then over time they kind of become more like matte looking. They're definitely like more of a semi-gloss, like an eggshell, I would say. This guy has not bloomed for me yet, and gosh, like the leaves are so pretty. It's like, I'm obsessed with this plant. I love it so much. It's so pretty, and so I have it in my greenhouse cabinet, But I'm thinking about transitioning him out because he's just really big. He's taking up a lot of space. I have to like put him on top of like other plants in order to make him fit in there basically. I guess the biggest concern of taking him out of there is like if he doesn't get enough sunlight, then maybe his leaves won't be as minty. But if that happens, there's enough of him for me to be able to like take some cuttings. Oh, look at this baby leaf right here. Look at that guy right here. So cute. That leaf must have fell off. So like, looks like they grow back pretty easily if they fall off. I love it so much. Look at these babies too. Super duper cute. Yeah, and so he is in like this plastic pot like this. And as soon as I just like put him in here, I was like, what? I love him even more now. Like this, I don't know, this pot just looks really cool to me. And I feel like he just fits in it very, very well. I'm really noticing like a difference between like putting my plants in like nice, cute pots that fit it. I like instantly love it even more. But yeah, hopefully I can get this guy to bloom for me someday. Hoya Lacunosa mint coin. What is this plant again? I always forget. Oh no, one of my Hoya Lacunosa mint coin leaves fell off. I'm gonna just add this with another Hoya leaf that fell off recently. I'm gonna put these guys, I got some like these beads that dry flowers, but I'm gonna try to dry these leaves and just see what happens. It's a Geogenthus. Okay, but which one? Geogenthan. I think it's this one. Yes. We have this guy, Geogenanthus Poeppigii. I got this for $18 somewhat recently at a nursery called Another Place in Time, and I saw it and I was like, that looks really cool. I've seen Geogenthus before, like the black one that Costa Farm sells, the like black glossy one, which I really love that one too, but I killed it. And I would like to get another one someday, but I'm just waiting. I'm thinking one at a time. So let's see how I can get this one to grow for me. And it's actually been doing really well. It's pushing out like these new leaves right here. And like, I just love the texture on this guy. He is just so pretty. And then the back of him, he's got like dark purple and it looks textured as well. And you can see there's some like babies in here. And I was surprised to see that he is in sphagnum moss. So I'm keeping him in sphagnum moss and I'm like feeding him when I water him. And I'm gonna just see how that goes. And since I did soil last time and it definitely felt like the other guy was drying out too fast, I'm just gonna see how he likes this, get him like a little bit maybe more accustomed to my house. And I don't know, maybe go from there. Maybe I'll transition him to soil or pond, or I don't know. I have no idea what I'll do, but I think he's adorable. I'll probably, before I transition him, maybe take some cuttings just in case he doesn't like being switched. But yeah, look at those leaves. Like, and it's almost like silvery. It is definitely, I would consider this a silvery plant. Like, it's a bluey silvery kind of plant. I really, really love it. Every time I've been walking by it, I'm just obsessed with it because it's looking healthy, it's looking good. And there's like a couple new leaves that's been popping out. I'm very, very happy with this guy. Next, we have Scindapsus Silver Hero. And I I've looked at pictures of Scindapsus Silver Hero and Scindapsus Platinum, and the difference between the two, it seems like the Silver Hero has like almost a part from the petiole down the middle, like halfway. That's a little bit darker, not as silvery. So I don't see that on this one, unless I'm like literally losing it. But this one looks completely full platinum to me. So maybe on this one, I don't even think I could see it on that one. Like, this was the original leaf that I bought it as, and even on this one, it looks like a platinum to me, but I did buy it as a Silver Hero, so that's what I'm calling it. Either way, it doesn't really matter which one it is because it's so pretty. I love it. So this, I got it as a cutting. When did I get it? I got this as a cutting on March 23rd. So I got this as a one leaf cutting on March 23rd. It was unrooted, and I just went ahead and I put it straight into fluval stratum, and it took a while to root, but here we are today. It pushed out this leaf, and then it kind of threw out this runner and pushed out this little teeny little baby. So from there, I've transitioned it into this pot and put it on a pole. And after that, it pushed out, or no. Actually, this leaf, it pushed out this baby and then pushed out this one. And then I put it on the pole. And now it's pushing out this leaf. So I really love the look of when Scindapsus are on poles, and it's like this very symmetrical, like side by side, just climbing plant. So I love that look, and so that's kind of what I was hoping with this guy. But I became literally like, once I saw this guy, like once he started growing, and just like, oh, he feels like so good, like satin, and like I'm just obsessed with him. I have become like, I want all of the Scindapsus now. So I've definitely been purchasing some, and you'll see some unboxings in the very near future. So I'm a Scindapsus obsessed right now, basically. And so I think what I am going to do is I'm going to let this guy continue climbing, and then I'm going to take a bunch of cuttings. And then I really like the look of this Scindapsus Silver Hero in a big trailing pot. So I want a bushy trailing pot of Scindapsus. So I'm just going to let him keep climbing and just take cuttings from there. And then I think some of the other Scindapsus I have, I'm going to be have those be climbing up a pole. Because I think that aesthetically that's what I would like better. But yes, Scindapsus Silver Hero, and I'm obsessed with these new poles I've been getting. I've got it on Amazon. I can put a link if anyone's interested. I definitely think I'm going to transition all of my plants to these because they look better. They look so much better than those other ones, and these ones don't dry out as fast because there's the backing. So yeah, we'll see. You can definitely see this guy is taking to the pole. Do you see that root right there? So he's definitely like getting rooted in, and I love him. I love him. I love you. So next is yet another Hoya. This is Hoya Verticillata black margin, I believe. I think I just got this as a Hoya, but kind of looking at the leaves, and you can see there is some with a little bit of black margin. There was at some point, like when I first got this plant, I think I did a video, so I'll maybe try to show. I don't really see the black margin anymore, so maybe it isn't a black margin. I think it is some type of Hoya Verticillata. Who knows? We won't know until it blooms. But I just love how shiny the leaves are. Like, they look so clean. I do not clean the leaves on my plants at all, really, unless, like, sometimes I'll hose it down. But I just love, like, minimum effort, and this plant is, like, thriving. It's doing so well. It's growing amazing. I have this in next to one of my windows. It's in an east-facing window, and it's just really happy. I love how dark the leaves are, and there's like very minimal splash, and it just looks so good. It's a really good trailing Hoya, and it is kind of going a little bit crazy, but he is happy. He's got some new new leaves coming out. So cute. I don't know what it is about him. I think because he's just healthy. Honestly, like, take any plant that is like a common plant, and if it's thriving and doing well, like, that's really all that it comes down to with my favorites. It's my plants that are thriving and doing well because they just look pretty. But yes, I love him. Just like lots of new leaves. Like, here's another new leaf coming. Where else? Oh, I think I showed that one. Here we go. Right here too. Some new leaves. But yeah, I'm really happy with this guy. So he has just been really happy this past month. So on my favorites, this one, gorgeous. Look at that freaking leaf. Holy moly. You can see some like damage here at the bottom, which I don't really know what that's from. He's not brushing up against anything. It doesn't look fungal to me. Maybe he is brushing up against something and I just don't notice it, but like regardless, who cares? Look how freaking pretty. You can see the sinus is getting whiter. The last leaf was like this. And his sinus wasn't nearly as wide. So, and you can kind of see like the sides of his leaf are a little bit like ruffled. So I don't know if this is just like the plant maturing or not. This is a Anthurium crossed with Magnificum crossed with Crystallinum. So I don't know the exact order. Let me try to double check. I don't think that I was ever told exactly. It just said like the 3 crosses. Yeah. It just says Anthurium Poeppigii cross Magnificum cross Crystallinum. So maybe I'll try asking her. I have a feeling she's not gonna know. But this guy is freaking going off. There are like 2 other growth points. So you can see this is the big mama stem right here, and then there's a growth coming off here, and then another little baby growth underneath right here. So very cool because there's like 3 new leaves coming out. So this is another newer leaf. Let me move this guy. I'm trying to be gentle. This is another newer leaf. He's definitely hardening off, but like he was coming in very red as well. And you can kind of see the sinus looks like, or like it's not really the sinus here, it's the lobes. The lobes are kind of like non-existent. And the last leaf on that one was this. So definitely giving, I feel like it's giving off more Pappy vibes here. And then the other one, the newest leaf is this guy right here. So again, you can kind of see the lobes are like not very existent. So I don't know. I have no idea. I'm right now currently planning on just keeping these 3 together. But I don't know, maybe I'll separate them. This guy does need to be repotted because I can tell he's just drying up so fast. I actually think maybe that's part of the reason why there's damage here is because he was just dry and needed to be watered. So I'm probably going to up pot him soon. And I don't know whether I don't know, maybe I'll try to separate the babies. Or maybe just at least this one, because this one looks like maybe it could survive on its own. This one still looks like very baby. But I'm literally, holy moly, like so pretty. I feel like I got this for a really good price too. It was only $35. And I mean, anything crossed with Pappy, like I feel like automatically is up there. And I got this as like, it's not like I got this as a baby. Like, I'll show you what it looked like when I purchased it. But, very freaking obsessed. Very obsessed. You'll notice this leaf, like it looks like there's some pest damage, and that's because there is. And I have been dealing with, you know, spider mites, and I think I'm finally like gotten rid of them in this cabinet. So I guess you could say that could potentially be spider mite damage as well, but like I don't see any spider mites on here. I really don't, and I think I would see them. I don't know. He's so soft. I'm trying not to touch it too much because I don't want to damage it, but oh my god, it is literally like velvet. It's so soft. I love it. But yes, I'm just like really obsessed. This plant is like gorgeous. I don't feel like I deserve this guy, but I'm just happy he's happy. Yes, one more. This is my Philodendron golden goddess, I believe. Look at him. Whoa, so big, bushy, and like vibrant, like such a beautiful color that contrasts with like a lot of my other plants that I have in my collection. And you can see he's like trailing almost. He's like going down. You can see he's like trying to grow back up. Like he's trying to, let me try to show you here. There we go. You can see he's like growing down and then trying to grow back up. I'm kind of just letting him do his thing. Like he can figure it out. I kind of like that. He's not just completely growing down, because then that means like he takes up a lot of vertical space. And by like growing down and then growing back up, it's just like more of a bushy kind of look. I don't know why. Actually, I think I know why he started doing that, because I think he was growing down, or like I think he was growing and like he was leaning and like flopping a lot. So I just like leaned him up against something. So I think he rested on that and then like was growing just like vertically or up again. And then now where I have him, I have it so there's nothing supporting him on the bottom anymore. So I'm curious how he's gonna grow, but I just think it's really pretty. I'm obsessed with him, and I don't really feel the need to fill up all of this. There's like a hair in the soil. I don't feel the need to like fill this pot up anymore. He is definitely very thirsty. He needs to be up potted already, I can tell. I'm just waiting. I don't know. I don't want to up pot him yet, because like he fits where he fits very perfectly, and I just like him there. But yeah, I don't want to like put more in here because he's already pretty full. And like I like how he's just like on one side. I feel like some plants, it looks good when it's all over, but when it's like hanging over one side of the table, I don't know. That's what I think. But yes, this was a plant that like forever ago there was some like Thai sunrise variegation in it, so I chopped it up and tried to get that variegation back, but it didn't come back. And honestly, I'm okay with that, because I think he looks really pretty like this, to be completely honest. Like that sunrise Thai variegation is very gorgeous, but I don't know, I think I like this better now. But maybe I'm just saying that because I wasn't successful. Okay, so that is it for my favorites. Now, okay, I'm gonna talk about some of the plants, some of my confessions, and my biggest confession is that my Philodendron fuzzy petiole I killed. So I have some pictures I can show you. I don't have it here with me. I've thrown it away. That thing died months ago it died. And this was a while ago when I had my first outbreak with thrips, and it just loved that plant. And it was, so like that plant was in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet and it was thriving, doing amazing. And then I was trying to transition it outside, and it was definitely struggling, which is to be expected when you're transitioning a plant outside of a, high humidity situation. But it was surviving. It was still, pushing out some leaves. They looked a little bit wonky. But I think it would have been okay. But I had a thrips outbreak in my house, and it loved that plant. It like went after it. And what I did was I took that plant and I put it into kind of an isolation area, and I just forgot about it. I didn't forget about it, but it was in my bedroom, and my fiance sleeps in a little bit later than I do. And when a lot of the times when I take care of my plants, it's like in the morning. It was always in the morning, and I didn't want to go in there and interrupt him. So it got neglected. It died. And it just sat there. It was like this dried up, shriveled up thing. And alongside that was also my Philodendron gigas, my philodendron gigas. Now the difference between the two is I took cuttings of my philodendron gigas, and so I have some cuttings of that so I can start a new plant. I never did that with the fuzzy petiole because it had thrips so bad that like I didn't even want to try a cutting. I honestly should have just thrown the plant away immediately, but I didn't. And I definitely do want to try again with my fuzzy petiole. I really liked it. I'm just afraid because literally every time I go to the big box store, and not the big box store, I don't really see it at the big box store, but I see it at some of the local nurseries. That's a plant that always has spider mites on it, like every single time. Like I can see it, I can see the damage, I can see the spidey mites on it, and I don't want to introduce that into my house right now. And it's kind of making me realize that that is a plant that is maybe prone to pests. So not that I don't get plants that are prone to pests, like I have alocasia here. Peter, hey, come here, baby. Hey, how's it going? What, do you need some attention? But yeah, I have alocasia, which we all know are prone to pests. To be completely honest, I like having a plant that is prone to pests in my house only because they're the first plant to get pests. Like if I have pests in my house, I know that's the plant that like all the pests are going to migrate towards. So I can kind of like, it's almost like a trap of like, hey, like if a pest gets introduced, like it's going to quickly go to that one, and it usually will stay away from all of my other plants. So I can kind of quickly take it away. I know it's almost like sacrificial. But anyways, yeah, so that happened. I do think one day I would like to get another one, but it would have to be one that isn't already like infested and that looks healthy and that I can feel confident bringing in. But yeah, ever since that first initial thrips outbreak, I've been really good about trying to spray preventively, like, and I've been on top of it. Like I've been so good about my preventative spraying that like I recently found a plant with thrips on it and I freaked out because in my last experience when I found one with thrips, it was like there were so many others that had it that I didn't even like. After I saw it and started inspecting my other plants, I found more. This time I found one of my plants with thrips on it, and then I've inspected all of my plants. I found one other plant that I think had thrips on it. All the others, they look great. Like I don't see any signs of thrips. I don't see babies. I don't see anything like that. So like it's like that's, I don't know what about, I have those two plants in isolation right now, and I'm honestly debating on I think I'm honestly just going to chop them up and propagate them and just throw the soil away because I just don't even want to risk it. Like, yeah, I've been good with the preventative spray, but it's almost just not even worth the risk. Those are plants I really like, but I'm okay with cutting them up. So I think I am going to do that. I think I'm going to chop them, throw away the soil, and just put them in their own little prop box to kind of segregate them. Now, additionally, another kind of like thing that I've done this month, I unboxed, and I had an Ecuagenera unboxing, and I got this really, really beautiful, I think it was like a Magnificum, no, a Crystallinum dark or something like that, and it was huge leaves, so pretty. Well, those leaves have dropped. The new leaf that came up literally looked disgusting. Like, I don't know, it must have been like spidey mites. It was spidey mites. I remember it was spidey mites, and it was so, I have never seen a leaf look so freaking disgusting in my life. I treated it. I kept that, like thinking back, I should have just cut that leaf off, but it was the only leaf, and I was like, I don't want to cut it. Like, so I treated it. When it pushed out its next leaf, that one also, I could tell as a baby unraveling, you can kind of like see inside, and it had all these little baby spidey mites in it. And it's like weird because I didn't see them on the old leaf. The old leaf looked good. So I don't really understand if they were living in the soil or what they were living on. I don't really get it. But I just treated it. and that leaf ended up dying. That baby leaf ended up dying. So I just took the plant and I noticed there was root rot going on. I took it out of the pot. There's root rot going on for sure, really bad. Like, it smelled so bad. I took the roots and I threw them away in the trash, and I had to take the trash out immediately because it was a really bad smell. And I basically took it and I put it into sphagnum moss, and I now have it in like a little container, like a prop box all by itself, because I don't even want to, like, I don't know if it has pests and I just can't see it, or like what exactly is going on with it. And we'll see what happens there. But that's definitely an epic fail. I think I can't remember if there was 2. I think I chopped it. I think I might have cut it and made 2 plants of it. I don't remember. I know there's 2 things in there. I took pictures because usually when like a pest or when a pest outbreak happens, it's when I'm like watering my plants is when I notice, or like when I see that there's a plant that's not doing well, and I don't necessarily feel like filming. So what I've done in the past is like I just don't do anything to it. I just kind of let it suffer. I'm like, I will wait until I'm ready to film and fix that plant. But the problem with that is that the plant will end up dying because it needs attention right away. So what I'm going to be doing going forward is just kind of taking pictures along the way. If I don't feel like filming, like, let's take care of the plant, I'll take some pictures and then talk about it after the fact. But yeah, that's my other plant fail. Those are like the big 2 main ones that I wanted to kind of sit down and talk about, because I actually should do an update video on that Ecuagenera haul because a lot of plants died. A lot. But yeah, I'll maybe do that sometime soon. I don't even remember what I got in that haul. It was a while ago. That was my birthday haul. That was in April. I think that's good enough for today. And yes, I'm very obsessed with some of my plants, and I'm just so happy about them. And I'm okay with the losses too. Like, it's a part of it. There's good things, bad things. It's just about, you know, experimenting, seeing what works for you and seeing what plants work. And yeah, pests just come with plants. So it's just a part of it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you were able to take some time off this week or weekend and relax and spend some time with your families or friends, or, you know, just having some time to yourself and, you know, being able to enjoy some time off, hopefully. But thank you again. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend.